Hey, can I come talk to you guys about something personal for a second? Uh, I know you might be thinking, wait, don't you always talk about really personal things on this channel? No, not really. I tend to keep things that I talk about on this channel relegated to things that I'm okay with people ridiculing me for or making fun of me about. I tend to keep things that I'm actually insecure about or scared of people making fun of me of off the internet. But I don't feel like it's 3 a.m. right now and I can't sleep because this has been on my mind and I don't feel like writing in my diary, so I have to talk to somebody about this. And I decided why not other than y'all. I have always desired a relationship with an older sibling and like an older sister or an older brother or something along those lines. And I'm not an only child, but I've never ever met my actual older sister in real life. She was born around 1990 or 1991, and I guess I've always treated people around that age as my older siblings, no matter if I was close to them or not. Anybody born in the 90s or like late 80s, where I always kind of adopted them in my mind as my older siblings. Oh God, this isn't about to be curated, so I know I'm going to come across as very juvenile, very selfish, and maybe even a bit effed up, but it really scares me seeing millennials grow up. Oh God, that sounds so weird to say. Seeing, because I still remember being a child and to like access sites like YouTube or other places where you had to be 18 to get in. I would always change the age of my account to 1991 because I was 10 years older than me. So I still remember when people in 1991 were just turning 18. They were just becoming adults. I was 8, and I was just scouring some online threads and I saw somebody say that they were 29, and I saw the date that they were born and it said 1994, and I went, no, that can't possibly be true. And I pull out my calculator on my phone because I did not believe it. And yeah, people born in 1994 are 29, on the cusp of 30. And I'm not one of those people who believes like 30 is old or something like that, but it just legitimately blew my mind because I still I feel like it was literally just yesterday. I was 8, like looking up to these people and seeing them now. I mean, again, I said this is going to sound so selfish, but seeing 90s kids like grow up and, start careers, start families and all that. Oh God, why am I crying? I feel like I'm losing my siblings. I feel like I miss the time when I was like a kid and and we were like kids together, and now they're like all grown up, and I just I've also always been the oldest person in all of my. I think the only time I was ever the youngest or among the youngest people would have been in primary school, and then from first grade and on, all of my classes I've always been among the oldest people, and so I guess people have always kind of come up to me like, Evie, like, what do I do with this? What do I do with that? But I never had anybody to talk to help me out. But whenever I was around, I don't know. I know this is weird because this is really weird. I said this is gonna be weird. This is gonna sound very selfish, and it's very juvenile and stupid. But it's just so strange, man, when I think about it. I used to have this gang of friends on PlayStation. Back when I was 8 years old, this was the only time when I was, again, because in real life I was always among the oldest people in school. But I was the youngest person in our PlayStation squad of like kids. Oh my god, I remember one of the oldest kids was this guy named like Kick Ass or Whoop Ass or something like that. He was 13. I thought he was so cool. I was like 8 and he was a teenager. I was like, dude, he's a teenager. He's so cool. And I'm remembering a lot of these people. We don't talk anymore. If anybody was on the PlayStation 3 back in the day, the PlayStation hack of like 2011 that shut off the Sony PlayStation servers for like 2 months or whatever, lots of my friends from back in the day just have never signed back on since then, and a lot of people from that group I haven't spoken to in 12 years. But I was the youngest at 8. Now I'm 20. I turned 22 this year. I'm 21 now still. And lots of the people that my best friend, he's now like 25, 26. I remember I had this one friend, her name was Amanda. We used to play Little Big Planet together. She's like 30 now. She's in her early 30s. I have no clue where any of them are in life now, but again, I know it sounds so weird and I'm just kind of venting, I guess. But I think what kind of just hit me was, I know we should never compare lives with other people in it. It's this weird, I don't know what it, again, like I said, I've always wanted an older sibling relationship. Again, I have an older sister, but we've never met in real life. And it's really weird because in my actual school, people who are among my class have actually like had children, and like multiple people, even people who are younger than me, I've seen them on social media, like they've had kids and stuff like that, if you can even fathom that. But I never cared. I still don't care, but for some reason when I see 90s kids starting families, being in careers and stuff like that, I literally had multiple moments staring at that, feeling like I was being left behind. Which, again, it makes no sense. Literally, people younger than you are having children, and here you're seeing a person a decade older than you have a child. And I shouldn't say I'm sad about it. I'm happy for them, obviously, but I miss the times when we were like closer, I guess. If anybody's watched Toy Story 2, I watched that film again a few days ago. And I know I'm being very dramatic. Again, I'm sorry. I'm just venting. I don't even know if I'm going to put this video out. I sound so dumb. But it kind of felt like in Toy Story 2 when Jessie used to have so much fun with the girl who had her as a toy, and they would have fun when she was a kid, and then by the time she grew up to her teens, they kind of drifted apart to when the girl became an adult. She gave Jessie away. And I know it really just, I kind of feel like that a bit. I miss the times when we were closer, you know? I miss the times because like a 5-year difference wasn't, too grand. As a kid, I'm like 10, and another kid I'm playing with is 15. We're still hanging out in Call of Duty lobbies and all this stuff, but now I'm 20, 21, 25-year-olds looking at me like I'm still 8. Maybe I'm overthinking things. I don't know. But I remember back when I played Dead Rising 2 for the first time off the record on the Xbox 360, and I was having so much difficulty with it. I was so trash at video games back when I was younger. And there was this random guy who just like, he saw me struggling with the game, and he was all like, "Hey, I can help you out." And like, he helped me as much as he could, but I actually, the way that I was playing, I soft locked the game, and he was like, "Oh, you can do this, you can do that." And he was so cool. I remember I had so many brothers and sisters. I mean, I guess it's one of those things where, you should be happy that it happened. And I guess I am. But it's all like, it's one of those things where I didn't really cherish it, and I didn't really care about it, and I didn't really notice that it was gone until now. I don't know, man. Again, I know it's weird. I'm having a bit of a moment, and I just needed to talk with somebody. Maybe somebody knows what I'm feeling. I don't know. I tried to look this up. I was all like, but the way I was looking it up, I was all like, I was actually looking it up as if we were actually siblings, but I don't know. I couldn't even find anything. Like, is it wrong for me to feel sad as the younger sibling to see my brothers and sisters grow up, I guess? But I couldn't find, I don't know. Hey, well, thank you for listening to me talk. Hopefully I can get some sleep now. And yeah, it's been Justice. Thanks for watching. Peace.